Rebuttal, sir?
What does that even mean?
Means he thinks you're in love with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, no. That's just factually incorrect.
Out in Ontario, you guys don't have the guys that set up on the side of the road in vans and they sell like weird wolf print carpets and flags
blankets,
and blankets.
Fuzzy blankets.
No, it's more like food trucks. What Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
When you come here in September for the Labor Day game, then we'll go to the corner there and I'll let you pick out something. It'll be my gift to you.
Sounds like a plan.
With the exotic dancers as well, too, Arash. Yeah.
By the way, Barney doesn't believe that I'm coming, Bidsy, so I think I'm just going to book the flight next week, and then I'm going to send the screenshot, and then what's he going to have to say for himself?
No, I heard
And then you got a tour guide
from the mean streets of Regina. I heard that you're
royal streets of Regina.
I heard that you're coming here for something, so it is legit. We can't have cat's not out of the bag yet, but no,
there we go.
It is legit. So I'll be buying you a blanket or a flag. Hey, speaking of weird places, you're in New Orleans. Never
Weird
been there. Want to go there? I heard it's really like you stay in that French Quarter or whatever it's called, and then don't veer off too many. What's it like compared to the other Super Bowls that you've been to?
Well, here's the thing about New Orleans. It is an event town. They know how to do major championships well. Like just basic things. Like we show up to get credentials the other day.
And they give you beads.
Not quite. That came later at night. But like everything's ready. Everything's ready to go. They scan your face, boom, your credentials like handed to you within a minute. There's no lineups. Everybody knows kind of the drill. You think about college football national championships. No city's hosted more Super Bowls. New Orleans got all the convention centers and all the hotels and all the restaurants and all the party scenes. But fellas, I got to tell you, like I've been to Vegas, I've been to Nashville, I've done downtown Montreal until 3, 4 in the morning. Bourbon Street at 6:30 p.m. is creature central. Like, yes, it's got its music and yes, it's got its flair, it's je ne sais quoi, but your head has to be on a swivel at 6:30 at night. So I can't yet, Tuesday, I can't yet report back what it's like at 2 in the morning.
It's going to be interesting. I love it. Okay, so I have to ask you this. You spent some time around Patrick Mahomes at his media availability there, Arash. What were some of the crazy nutball job questions and stuff? You always hear these the people from all over different countries, all over the world. And sometimes they dress all goofy and they're trying to get their attention. They even try to embarrass, or at least make their face turn a little red.
To Tom Brady one year, remember that? So somebody was dressed up in a wedding dress and proposed to Tom. Yeah.
Did you get much of it? What are some of the stuff?
I know what I would ask Travis Kelce.
What would you ask Travis Kelce before I get into it?
Yeah.
Any chance that you would buy Taylor the same dress that Kanye West's wife was wearing?
Oh God. You know what I would ask? You know what I should ask Travis? Like, if I had any time with Travis off to the side, and I'm being dead serious about this one, with his buddy Zach playing quarterback in the CFL, the fact that both Travis and Jason have come up to Hamilton before they took a private jet when Caleros was playing for the Ticats, like with all the money that Travis and Jason have made and all the different business interests that they have, would you ever entertain buying a CFL team? Would you ever entertain being an owner of a franchise? Like Travis and Jason combined probably have a net worth of around $250 million. And that doesn't even include the biggest rock star in the world.
I was going to say, yeah, Taylor can float them some money too.
Sure. But and this is what I don't know. I don't know what what did Edmonton pay other than the debt for that franchise? Usually teams are throwing the keys on the table and you're buying it for $1, but you're basically picking up the debt. when these transactions are made. I don't know. I don't know if the Kelseys have ownership money in a league where franchise valuations haven't spiked at all, or not, or if they have any interest in it. I think that would be an interesting question, but they're not going to answer it Super Bowl week.
Jeez. I would like to see that. Make that happen. Make that
Like
question
J.J.
happen.
Watt's bought into some soccer team over in England. Brady's done the same. I would think if you played tackle, and obviously Brady's involved with the Raiders, but part of the reason why a lot of pro athletes haven't been able to get into football ownership is because Washington Commanders just sold for $6 billion. Nobody has that cake. But like Vince Carter and T-Mac, they just got into a minority stake of the Buffalo Bills. I think you're going to start seeing more and more of this. And I think Travis and Jason Kelce as owners could do more marketing and publicity for the CFL than what the league office has probably done in the last 20 years combined.
There's a commissioner chair
By
open.
the CFL.
Yeah.
And the power of the herd. FOMO. All those buzzwords. Maybe someone else will buy one then. Just be taken over by former NFLers and podcasters that have oodles of money.
I remember 20 years ago when I worked for the now defunct Ottawa Renegades. Yo Murphy played in the NFL, lives in Tampa. He now works as a strength coach with a lot of these Major League Baseball and NFL guys. Yo was saying, hey, man, I should talk to Derek Brooks, who at the time was worth like $75 million or something like that with the Buccaneers. I should talk to Brooks about buying this team. And I'm like, yeah, you should. Like, it'd be amazing to have a real football player who knows the business side of things, owning a franchise. I think that can only be a good thing.
And there's been a lot of NHLers that have bought into junior teams, whether it's their junior teams. I think, you've seen it in the Okanagan.
Zach
Hyman just did it. You're onto something, Arash.
Shane Doan, Kamloops.
Arash for commissioner. Yeah, I'll do the RE Gold, the old bait and switch. I'm going to step aside. I'm going to take my name out of the hat, or I don't want, you go with Arash. And then I can you can give me a cushy job selling.
My promise is this: we would make the Sports Cage the official podcast of the Canadian Football League.
I don't want to do this anymore, though. If I work for you, I just want to sell blankets or something.
Off the side of the road in the truck.
Give me something easy. This is 3 hours. This is 3 hours every day, bro. Plus the prep time. Plus my other job. I just want cut me some slack. Give me like a Costco greeter, whatever the Costco greeter job is.
You know what, Barney? Fine. I will make you the official blanket supplier of the Canadian Football League. That is a vow I will make. A campaign promise that will not be broken.
I'm going to get a blanket gun and shoot them into the stands at every stadium. It'll be a thing. It'll be a real thing.
You're going to need a huge van.
Okay. Let's get back on track.
We are in New Orleans talking about blankets and Kelce.
If people are on the fence here on who to cheer for in this game, there is a Canadian tie when it comes to the Eagles.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of Canadians know this story, and it's a pretty amazing one. So Sidney Brown is a safety on the Eagles. He's a second-year player. I bet more Canadians will probably know his brother Chase Brown, who's a running back with the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you're watching on the stream, this is Sidney Brown last year as a rookie, taking a Kyler Murray pass 99 yards to the house on a pick six. Now, Sidney and Chase are from London, Ontario. Single parent. Mom ran into some health issues when they were kids, didn't have a lot of money. It was real difficult for them to find a stable roof above their heads. Oof. They used football as their method to find themselves a better life. They actually went down to a prep school in Bradenton, Florida, won a couple of high school championships there, and then got full rides to the University of Illinois, the two twin brothers. And then because of COVID, Mom couldn't even go see them play in college. She surprised them for their senior night. And so here are two siblings who had nothing growing up. Both are in the NFL. And now Sidney Brown is going to go up against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce and all those guys. And in his second year in the league, coming off a torn ACL late last season, he's going to play in the Super Bowl. And this is, and you guys are both kind of junior hockey guys. This is what I find really cool about this story from a human interest standpoint. I asked Sid, I said, so who's coming on Sunday? He said, well, his brother Chase and mom Rachel. And he said, my college roommate. And the only other two people he got tickets for who are going to join the family are his billet parents, the host family in Bradenton, Florida, when they went down to play high school football in Florida. And that host family sat them down nightly and worked on their homework and made them understand math and economics to the point where they now both have business degrees at the undergraduate level in university, and one of them is working on an MBA, a master's in business administration. It's just an awesome story, and he's playing in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
It is an awesome story for sure. Yeah.
Really
and you know
cool.
what? Those billet families, they become so close with these players for obvious reasons, but they really, truly are just like family. Okay, we talked about Travis Kelce. We talked about maybe him and T Swift or his brother Jason could buy a CFL team. Talk about Travis Kelce in this game now. You know what? Let's focus on the other tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles. I got a buddy of mine that just went to, I think, their last regular season home game. And he said, you know what? No, I'm not getting a Jalen Hurts jersey. I'm not getting a Barkley jersey. I'm getting a Dallas Goedert jersey. He loves this guy. This guy comes with it, plays all the games very hard too. Probably underrated, probably underknown around the league. But your thoughts on the other tight end for the other team?
Well, so Bixby, I like the question, and I'm going to answer it in a language that Barney can really kind of relate to.
Okay, Chikai. Okay.
Yeah, and sprinkling opportunities on Sunday. My thought on the game is this. Steve Spagnuolo is going to try and do everything possible to take Saquon out of the game. And he's going to say, Jalen Hurts, you beat us with your arm. And when you think about the perimeter guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, that's one thing. But I think Dallas Goedert, outside of Kelce, nobody can feel or create space the way Dallas Goedert can. So if there's going to be space over the middle, if Hurts just wants to make the shorter throws to a sure-handed pass catcher, and when you think about red zone, if they're going to throw the ball, Dallas Goedert to catch 2+ touchdowns on Sunday pays 40-1. Dallas Goedert to win Super Bowl MVP pays 100-1.
That's not happening.
Look, again, long odds. But we're talking about a game where David Givens of the Patriots has been Super Bowl MVP. Julian Edelman has been Super Bowl MVP. It's long shot odds, but I think Dallas Goedert is going to weigh large in this football game because I think that Kansas City's linebackers are going to be more concerned with following Saquon than they are going to be on the middle of the football field.
Good point.
I absolutely think that. And Goddard, one-time touchdown, 1.5 farms on that Sunday for me.
Right. I'm greedy. Like, that's the difference. 40-1 for 2. Let's do it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you bet on the. You're like Homer when he bet on the Washington Generals. I thought they were due. Okay, GOAT conversation time. There's a tie-in here for a gentleman that played for the GOAT, Tom Brady, and for the other guy, Patrick Mahomes.
So what if I told you that there was a starter that started in 3 straight Super Bowls for New England and has won back-to-back rings with Kansas City and has blocked for both of them? Joe Thuney was a draft pick of New England, played with them through the 2020 season. When Tom went to Tampa Bay, that was Tooney's last year with New England. And that was the season, remember, that the only Super Bowl Mahomes has lost is when they were under siege, when Tampa's defense absolutely crushed him, beat him up with a, decimated KC offensive line. What happens that offseason? KC goes and gives Joe Tooney $80 million. Joe Tooney has now played center, left guard. Now he's playing left tackle out of necessity for Kansas City. He is an interior lineman way out there on the outside. And I chatted with Joe today, and he said, you wouldn't believe the similarities between the two of them. Like, just the most normal dudes in the locker room, detail-oriented about everything, willing to come into the offensive line room to talk about blocking protections and the rest. And he just said, pros, absolute pros. And so is Joe Tooney, who's willing to do that. Mahomes actually today called him a Hall of Famer, and he may not be wrong on that one.
Any take on what's going on up here with free agency? Anything caught your eye, tickled your fancy?
You think about patterns in pro football and pro sports. Whenever someone's hired in a GM role or a player signing role, when they come from somewhere else, they usually bring people along with them. Staff for sure, but then players. And then now you look at what Hamilton's done. Ted Gavaya's been the assistant GM in Winnipeg for a while now. First two major moves he makes brings a Canadian receiver and an American receiver with him from Winnipeg. And I think a lot of Rider fans are happy to see Kenny Lawler out of the West. I understand it. I think Lawler's got another year as an explosive home run hitter in him, as long as he's healthy. But the Geno Lewis move, that kind of caught me off guard.
Yep.
Didn't see that coming. I think that's a big ad. But look, what Bo was missing was better receiving threats. And he just got two of them from the two guys who were coming over from Winnipeg.
I got to ask you. Oh, go ahead, Shank. No, I was just going to say, you go ahead first.
Jeez Louise. I was going to say, you're going to say. I was going to say, everyone's got a nosebleed.
No, you go. No, I go. You go.
Well, somebody needs to buy a blanket off the side of the road over there.
Tavon Campbell, though, that signing by the Riders, talk about coming from left field. Can't track down if he balled at all last year anywhere, like even a senior men's league somewhere. But I thought for sure you'd be loving that little out of left field one.
Yeah, and usually what happens with NFL vets, and that's what Campbell is, even as a Canadian, is that once you spend a few years in the league and if you get cut in a training camp, etc., you probably wait at home for a phone call. You wait at home that if a team loses one or two, in his case, defensive backs, hey, maybe they'll want a vet to come in, especially if you have a young secondary or if you're a team that's kind of going for a championship. And the phone call just never came. So it just kind of made more sense for Campbell to wait just in case, especially because his game check would have been, somewhere around $30,000 or $40,000 per week if he had gotten that call. So now the Riders get not only an impact player, but an absolute ratio changer, and that is a huge, huge signing for them. I gotta say, though, fellas, still waiting for an impact receiver to be signed by the Riders. Tick, 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 tick. Like, that's Trevor Harris needs that.
Okay, it
goes by the name of Wayne Ruby Tuesday Jr. Watch Wayne Ruby when he comes into camp.
Okay.
Ohio
expectations
Athletic Conference. Here it is, right here on the stream. Look at this. Yoink.
Oh man, this is why
is he the comment? Is he the comments here, or is he the Purple Raiders? He's the Purple Raiders.
Okay, Bidsy, you got the floor for last one.
Name me another stream in North America outside of Campus Productions that has purple versus purple B-roll waiting to go when you talk about
that's
John Wayne Ruby.
Hey, you can hire these two guys and you become commissioner too.
100%.
Literally too busy grabbing stuff for the stream to focus on any other stream, so I couldn't tell you.
and his man
things.
bun. And his man bun. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And I'll work
good.
on it, yeah.
Okay, Arash, it's 4:33. You're in New Orleans, as they say.
Yes.
What's going on? What's on the agenda? There's some beads going around your neck. There's some live music there's some type of, what's going on?
I am going to actually behave for the next couple of hours. I'm going to work on a Patrick, no, not a Patrick Mahomes feature. I was just going to see Barney's reaction. Actually, my feature on coming up later this week is on how Saquon Barkley has changed the running back conversation in the NFL. Right, a couple of years ago, they were a dime a dozen. You could put anybody in there. They weren't paying them. How Saquon and Derrick Henry have changed that. So I'm going to work on that. And then there's actually a media party tonight. And it's like kind of like the taste and flavor of New Orleans. So a lot of Creole, a lot of donuts, a lot of gumbo, and a few cocktails await us.
And moonshine, yeah. Just make sure you do shooters and throw stuff, Arash. Just do shooters and throw stuff. That's all you got to do.
I like
Everybody
the cocktail stuff, but then all that, I just can't get into that Louisiana food thing. I'd probably crush a Jersey Mike's, then just go for the cocktails.
There you go. See, no, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm looking forward to it. You like fried? You would like deep fried donuts? Who's kidding? Who here? Come on, Barney.
I like deep fried stuff. Not a big deep fried donut guy. You know who likes deep fried donuts? Luka Doncic. You didn't even talk about that trade.
Oh my God. The best part of that is Dallas's GM blathering away at the podium, and Jason Kidd looks like he wants to commit a homicide. Probably at the guy beside him who just traded his 25-year-old franchise player away that just got them to the NBA Finals last year.
It's amazing now that I've listening to so many like ESPN and all that. And I'm not a basketball guy by any means, but it's a massive trade, just sporting landscape wise. How many people got text messages on Friday night and thought it was a joke, or somebody hacked, so and so's phones, and it was like there is no way. But yeah, it's crazy. Okay, we'll go have fun tonight. And
yes,
I like the thing that I'm going to take from this 25 minutes together. You talk about when people go get hired places, they bring their good people with them. So I think we all know what's happening here, boys. If Arash gets that commissioner
the
job.
Other side of the glass is getting the gig when I become commissioner. And then we also have our blanket salesman.
Blanket salesman guy. Instead of the Purelator tackle hunger, we'll just get people to give blankets to the people that the needy. There we go.
There we go.
I'm a
A tariff-free enterprise.
Sells itself. Oh, don't get me started on that. All right, Arash Madani live from New Orleans. He'll be back with us on Thursday. Oh, cool.
Curtis is.
Are you sending your resume over the stream?
Yeah.
That would be a little too forward, but Coulson made a present just for Arash, just on the way out.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
what do we got?
Oh, there you go.
Boy.
Yeah. You can tell it was rushed a little bit, but it is a nice present.
It looks like a poncho. They sell those in that van at the corner too.
It makes me look a lot slimmer than I am. So thank you very much, fellas. I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay, go crush all that deep fried food tonight.
Curtis or Coulson? Which one of you just did that?
That was me.
That was
Coulson.
you. Okay.
Pick him up some beads, Arash. Bring him back some beads.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Talk to you Thursday.
See you, bud.
See you, boys.